Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Random Grails and Collectibles. I'm your host V, and today we have the brand new Zack Snyder Justice League Aquaman. I did pick up Aquaman, Flash, a version of Batman, a version of Superman, and a version of Cyborg to review from McFarlane Toys. I cannot wait to review these figures. And I have both versions of the Wonder Woman, so yeah, I can't wait to review all these. And before we get to that, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Please make sure to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, so starting off here, we're going to start off, like always, with the accessories. Starting off, we have our usual McFarlane Toys standard DC Multiverse standee. A nice little flick in there. Just a regular plain old stand that makes great for Aquaman. Next up, we have our usual DC Multiverse Aquaman Justice League, Zack Snyder Justice League card. So I normally now just post pictures of these on my Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links to those pages down below. But here, you can try to get a little read up here of the card. Can't see it that well. Again, just check out Instagram and Twitter. We also have here Aquaman Justice League with a nice photo from the movie, a nice little movie poster here. Any of the exclusive variations will have the photo black and white, which I think is cool. I wish they were all black and white, the photos, and the exclusive ones were the colored versions, but whatever, it's cool, and I really like this photo. Next up, we have this big Aquaman's Trident. I have a lot of issues with this thing. It's really thick, and it's actually really hard to get into Aquaman's hand. Has a lot of nice detail, though, like, especially in the bottom here. Has a lot of excellent detail. It's a very bendy one. Like, you can kind of bend any way you like, which I don't like. I think you should just continue it being a nice straight line. But, yeah. And yeah, it's really silver. I kind of wish they did a couple washes, made it a little bit of a rustic look to it. Looking at the collector card, it is exactly like the collector card, but on the collector card and from the movie, it almost looks like this was a little bit darker toned, and I'm trying to remember if this was actually a little bit darker toned in the movie. So yeah, so those are the accessories. We're going to move the collector card and stand, and we're going to drop everything at the same time. It's fine. Those are all fine. Anyways, yeah, all fine and dandy. Yeah, they look fine to me. But yeah. So here we have, obviously, Aquaman. Looking at his face, man, McFarlane did an excellent job getting the look and likeness to Jason Momoa. Obviously, I have a little bit of a line on his nose. His nose you can barely see, but there is a line in the middle. There was like a line seam. Not really a big fan of that, but I overall think that this is a very accurate portrayal of Aquaman. I love the suit. I love the rustic green. And I want to say that's burgundy or, not silver. Drawing a blank. Oh, what do you give someone in third place? What's the color? Go on my Instagram and comment the color. Can't think of it right now, but it's a very nice look. Obviously, there was a bit of a paint damage on mine, a little bit of paint splattering issue. This here had taken up, and I haven't been able to stick it back down like it is on the other one. But yeah, it kind of was sticking up and was like, oh, okay. But yeah, detail, I love the cuffs right here. I love the very Sea Aquaman look. It's very nice. It looks mostly accurate to the movie. Obviously, you have the diaper right here. But yeah. So without further ado now, let's get into articulation. So starting off here, And before we do that, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I just want to say this is a very beautiful looking figure. I do have issues with the figure, and I'm going to get to that in a couple minutes. But overall, it is a very nice looking figure. So starting at the head, it goes up that much, can go down that much, can turn to the side. Obviously, with his long hair, that's going to be a bit of an issue. I actually think his hair, looking here at the card, I actually think his hair is longer. I think from looking at photos, his hair is actually longer, but I don't know. Obviously, you have these cuffs. I'm so tempted to cut these off. He looks cooler without them, but I'm actually not going to cut them off, even though I am tempted, because, you know, it just completes the look, and it would bug me if they were cut off, but I am tempted. It's a bit of a, I'm tempted, but I'm also not tempted. He does have a butterfly joint. That's where all McFarlane toys kind of have like that little butterfly joint that you can see right here. He does have an upper thigh swivel right here. But yeah, he can look up that much, up, down, can definitely go forward and back, yeah. And like I said, he does have a thigh swivel, coming down to double jointed arms, and they look excellent. And again, how they move, I love how McFarlane added just immaculate detail even to the joints. It's like super immaculate. They could have been lazy there, but they don't. Now here, do we get some swivel here? We do get some swivel here. We do get some swivel down here at the hand. You can kind of move it forward and backwards. Not backwards that much, but forward a lot. I know, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm so into this figure that I am jumping a little bit ahead of myself. Crunches down that much. Crunches back that much. Has a nice, like, he can definitely move his hips. Kicks forward about that much. Backwards about that much. Can go about sideways that much. Double jointed knees right here. Coming down to a nice toe, going up, down, side to side right here, and the usual standard right here. Maybe it's easier on the other one. Toe crunch right here, yeah. Okay. So yeah, very articulated. I love the articulation on this figure, but my biggest issue with this figure is coming down here. He can't get, you have trouble getting this into his hand. I think the second I can get this into his hand, okay, guys, I'm going to take this off camera for a sec and get this Trident into his hand, and then I'm never taking it out of his hand. So just give me 1 second. And we're back, and I finally, let me just adjust that camera, got the figure in his hand. Man, it was a pain. It almost looks like the Trident can't even fit into his hand. It's like, yeah, and then if I would want to do a pose, I'd have to move it up and down. It's almost like a, kind of have to move it up, and then getting it into this hand would be a problem of its own. Now, thankfully, so far, out of moving this up and down, there have not been any paint getting onto it, but seems like this is the most comfortable spot for it. Yeah, definitely no paint onto this figure. Definitely this is its most comfortable spot here. And again, never taking this out of his Trident. I'm actually just going to twist it a little bit. I don't know. I can't remember how it goes, but It's in his hand now. And yeah, so when I come back, I will give a bit of a size comparison, and I will show off what next week's Justice League figure is going to be. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so for a little bit of a size comparison, we have right here DC Rebirth, obviously Green Lantern. I'm going to really, when I do the comparisons and I add figures, I'm definitely going to add definitely different members of the Justice League throughout the different universes. Here we got Aquaman, and then we got the Walmart exclusive Cyborg with helmet. I could not find the common variation yet. If I do find the common variation, because I will be filming the Cyborg video tonight as well, I will post a photo on Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, that won't be for next week. But yeah, he does size really well. I think he's actually taller. Like, I think compared... Here, I'm going to try something quickly. So, compared to Jon Stewart, I actually think Aquaman is taller. With Cyborg, on the other hand, obviously this is eyeballing. They almost look the same size. But yeah. But again, he just looks great next to his fellow Justice League members. But again, Aquaman just looks great next to his fellow Justice League members. Anyways, guys, I'll be back for my final thoughts on the Aquaman Justice League, Zack Snyder Justice League figure. I'll be back in 1 second with that one. Okay, so upon further investigation, I did find on here a couple of scuff marks, but you can barely see them on camera, so I'm not even going to worry about those. I don't care that much. If you can barely see it on camera, then who cares? And when I take photos of him, it'll be cool. So obviously this is how I decided to pose him. I kind of just decided to emulate the movie variation a little bit. And yeah. So yeah. So overall, what do I think of this figure? I think it's a great figure. It's a great looking figure. I think they really messed up right here on that Trident. They made it, McFarlane made that thing way too thick. And they made it really hard to put it in his hand, and I really don't like that. As far as posing goes, he's pretty simple to pose. I do have him in a fairly simple pose. But yeah, my biggest issues with that Trident, and again, if I was to not have the Trident in his hand, which I will never do because I think he should only have the Trident in his hand, that thing is super hard to get in and out, so I'm just going to leave it there, and yeah. But anyways, if I didn't have the Trident in his hand, I think this figure would have been really nice to pose and have a lot of fun with. But because of the Trident issues, it really kind of gets a lower number for me. I'm going to rate the Suicide Squad Aquaman a 6 out of 10. From McFarlane Toys, I'm going to rate this a 6 out of 10. It's not the best figure out there. Does it really matter? No, because it really works in the set. And again, it's a really nice figure and it really works in the set. So overall, I am really happy there. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure to follow me on all my social medias, my Twitch, my Instagram, and my Twitter for more random goodness. And I'll see you guys on Monday with a brand new video. Bye, guys.